Alright, so I got this comment, and it's a hate comment. I usually don't address hate comments, but it actually, like, strikes up an interesting conversation. Like, what is the difference between a pro and an amateur? Why would you want to listen to me? Alright, so first let's talk about what is the difference between a pro and an amateur. A pro, and remember this is a PRS classroom, so we're going to be talking about that as well. A pro YouTuber, that's their livelihood. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. YouTube is what they live, breathe, eat, and sleep. They have to, because it's their livelihood. If they fail at that, well, they fail at life, and then they gotta go out and get another job. For a PRS shooter, it's trophies. They get the trophies. They win the matches. Typically, that usually also involves sponsorships, winning grand prizes, stuff like that. The point is, they live, breathe, eat, and sleep PRS. A YouTuber lives, breathes, and eats and sleeps YouTube. That's what they do. They watch trends. So, an amateur does not make their livelihood off of YouTube. For example, Will Smith. He's got, what, 10 million subs? Probably makes more off of YouTube in 1 year than I will make my entire life. Stupid amount of money. Stupid. But he will never consider himself a pro YouTuber because of his lifestyle choices. That's just not going to pay the bills. No, he's a movie star first, and he has YouTube as a supplemental income. PRS shooters. The ones that don't get the trophies. That's just a hobby to them. They're just an amateur. They're not the ones that bring home the bacon. So, what can you do to become a pro YouTuber? Because you want to do it sooner than later. As soon as you can go pro, you want to, because that's the whole point, is to get free time. That's why people save up money and everything, is to get free time. That's why people will save up retirement so later they can do nothing and enjoy life. Now, I'm not saying that's a wrong school of thought. I look at it like this. I can save up a bunch of money and later, when I'm all old, senile, and crippled, I can enjoy life and have free time, or I can do it now. Not to mention, most people lose their retirement because, one, they don't live that long, or two, inflation kills it. And at the rate inflation's going up, most of your retirement savings, it may have not have been reflected yet, but give it time, is going to disappear. Look at the price of gas. It went up by 4 times. So last year, it was 99 cents. Today, it's almost $4 a gallon. Like, that's happening across the board with food and everything. So everything you had saved up for retirement got cut down to 25%. So what you had a year ago, it's only 25% of that right now. So that's why I like to just do what I can now while I'm strong and healthy and inflation hasn't taken away all my money yet. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. That's just what I do. Because why would I want to waste the time I have with my family, my kids, all the things we could be doing right now just to save up for later when my kids don't live at home and they're not going to do anything with me because they probably hate me at this point. And I'm so old, senile, and crippled, I can't do anything except for in a wheelchair. No, I'll just do it now, and I make sure that I make enough money to where I don't have to punch a 9 to 5. This way I can have more time with my family, be home more. That's why I went pro as soon as possible. And if you want to do that, I'm going to help you do that. So the first thing that needs to be addressed is obviously lifestyle choices. If you're spending $100 grand a month trying to go pro on YouTube, you're going to have millions of subs to be able to supplement that. But if you can cut that 100 grand down to like $1,000 a month, well, now it's a whole lot easier to go pro on YouTube. Shit, you can do that at like 50 to 70,000 subs if you're playing the game right. At like half my channel, you could be going pro. Monetization. Is your videos monetizable? For example, recently, because when they demonetized my channel, I'm not talking verbatim, just generally, one of the things that the little email said is, upon further review of your channel, we have noticed that I forget the words they used or the terminology, but it was basically like, a majority of your channel was demonetized, which is those little yellow dollar signs. So we're just going to pull ads off of all of your channel. So shortly after I got remonetized, I made the decision to delete every demonetized video. I had roughly 2 million views in demonetized views. So for example, we got 2 million, that's a 2 with 6 zeros. Now, what could I have made if I would have, because what I'm doing now is I put out the video, I put it on YouTube. Before it ever goes public, I send it in for a review. If it fails the review, I delete it. I chop out things that I think might have triggered it to fail a review, chop the video up, stick it back together, put it on YouTube and try again. And I won't release it unless it gets approved. So if I would have did that with these, well, one, they'd have a lot more views because any video that gets demonetized gets lost into the library of YouTube and no one ever watches it. They get like a third of the views other videos would have been. So realistically, this should be like 6 million. But we'll just look at the 2 million views. So to figure it out, everybody gets at least a $1 CPM. That's $1 per 1,000 views. So you take this divided by 1,000, so basically you just cross out the 2 zeros. At a $1 CPM, that's $2 grand. Realistically, CPMs are more like $4, $6. So at a $4 CPM, that's $8,000 I lost by putting out demonetized videos. That is absurd. Now imagine an $8 CPM. So 8 and 8 is 16, $16,000. That's huge. So that's something you want to pay attention to. And remember, that's only the 2 million demonetized views. If those would have been monetized views, that probably would have been something more like 6 million. So realistically, I lost like $30,000 or $40,000 by putting out demonetized videos. So that is something you do not want to do. Do not put any yellow dollar signs on your channel. Axe those. Just get rid of them now. If you have to, like everybody's been like, hey, how come I'm seeing reruns? It's because I took those demonetized videos, I chopped them up, tried to get an approved copy, and then I put the approved copy on YouTube. All those videos that you're seeing reruns of, those were just old demonetized videos I axed. I axed something like 200 or 300 videos. Because I was well over 1,000 before I started axing, and I'm at like 700 and something. Like, I just went through there with a machete and just chopped out everything that wasn't making money. Alright, so the next thing. Monetization. In this guy's particular comment, he's talking about putting other videos up on YouTube, and that's how he made this $160,000 channel. Oops, sorry. 160,000 sub channel. Are those videos monetizable? You can only put monetizable videos on YouTube to go pro. So if I go and put together a compilation of like Hellcat running from the cop or self-defense shootings, yeah, that channel is going to blow up. Practical self-defense or whatever did that, but obviously he's doing... What the hell is his channel? He basically takes self-defense situations and puts them on YouTube. Well, those must not have been making money because then he made a second channel where he actually makes his own content. You don't just put other people's videos on YouTube. The point is, yeah, that's great, but can you monetize them? Is that possible for you? If you can monetize them, yeah, that's a different story. And there are people that figure out ways to do it. There's no one way to build a YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of ways to do it. I'm just showing you how I went pro. I guess it would be great if all the other big creators showed you as well, but they're not. So, you can at least get to the point I'm at, and I will show you how to get there. And then you could go pro on YouTube and get more family time. Spend more time with your friends. Like, just do you while you're still physically capable of doing it. Because I think it's a terrible idea if you could go pro in some job you like, some job that'll make you happy, and then still work another job. And yes, I was there too. I kept driving truck long after I could have went pro on YouTube. I'm actually going to thank my girl for this one, because otherwise, yeah, I would have died a very wealthy man, but I would have missed my kids growing up. I would have missed my prime years when I'm actually still able to do things. I would have missed a whole bunch of time I could spend with her. Because let's face it, if I die right now, today, the only regret I have is I could have spent more time with my family and I didn't. So why would I care about just a little bit of extra money that I can't take with me when I die anyways? Because life is so insignificantly short, I'm going to waste it at a job I don't need to do? No, I'll just cut my spending back a little bit. You know, yeah, we're living basically in poverty, but that's not the point. The point is we're living happy as a family, and I'm getting to do things with my family. I recommend going pro as soon as possible. Yes, there's nothing wrong with doing it the other way. That's my thoughts on why I do it my way. So, alright, video monetizable. Now you got to have a library of videos. Because at any time, a video can touch off and go viral, and yeah, that'll get you a whole bunch of subs and a pile of views, and you might make $100 to $200. But that's not what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to make viral videos to get a quick couple $100, because you can't live off of that. You got to get what you need to cover all your bills, plus put money back into your channel, because if you're not putting money into your channel, it's going to fail. I actually take 50% of all my YouTube money and then put it right back into YouTube. One, because otherwise I'll get murdered for taxes if I don't. Two, it's the only way to keep the channel growing is if you're willing to dump a bunch of money into it. Yeah, there are other ways, again, like putting like self-defense videos together and putting commentary on it, or reaction videos, or stuff that's free. But the point is, with the library of videos, you're not just looking at a single viral video to get a bunch of subs and get a bunch of views, and then that just fades off into nothingness. You got to be able to hit that every single month. Every single month, you got to pull in enough views to pay your bills, to put shit back into YouTube, to make the whole thing work. So we're not just looking at doing a viral video and nailing some subs. We're looking at every single month, every single week, you're getting enough views to support you and your family. Sponsorships. Now this is a part where I'm failing miserably at. Like, do not take my advice on sponsorships. I'll give it to you anyway in case you want it, but I am failing miserably at that, because you should be making more money off of like Patreon and sponsorships, like 2 times. Only a third of your money, if you're doing it right, is actually coming from YouTube views. The rest is coming from sponsorships, fan funding, etc. So I'm failing miserably at this because like 99% of my money is coming from YouTube views. The reason I'm failing at this, well, one of the big reasons is because I shit on products I don't like. If you want to do pro on YouTube, I strongly recommend just not even making a video about something you don't like. Unfortunately, I get really upset when something isn't working as advertised or it's failing, and I can't help myself. I see a crappy product and I do a video. Yeah, that kills me in the sponsorship area, but it makes me feel good on the inside. I would feel like I'm cheating you guys or lying to you guys if I say, have this, especially where I gave this such a positive video, the first video I ever made with this, my first impressions, and I didn't redeem it and start pointing out everything that's wrong with it. To me, it would come off as deceitful or something like that, because I already did a positive video. Yeah, if I didn't do that first original positive video, I would have just taken this off my gun and probably never made... who am I kidding? No matter what, when I see something like this, I'm going to shit on it if it's a pile of shit. Because this is a pile of shit, and I came out and said it, that kind of stuff pisses off people that might want to sponsor you, especially like this proof barrel. I mean, this is all premium gear, and I'm like, this is wrong with it, this is wrong with it, this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it. Because when somebody sponsors your channel, they're looking to make money off you. They're looking, can I sponsor this guy's channel and make money? If they don't see that, then why would they sponsor your channel? That makes no sense. They're not just throwing money out there to throw money out there. No, they're looking at an investment on a return. If I sponsor this guy's channel, can he pull enough people over to my company to where I can make money, more money than I even gave him? If I can't, then I'm not going to do it. Because I shit on products, they're like, well, if we sponsor this guy's channel and he turns out not to like my product and shits on it, not only will I not make my money back, I will lose money. A lot of money. So again, I am not the guy to talk to about sponsorships. There are other creators. I see them with sponsors all the time. You're going to have to ask them how to get sponsors, because, again, I am not the guy to talk about sponsorships. And that is a huge... Like, I'm 2/3 of my money mess up I'm making. I should be making 3 times more money, but because I fail so miserably at sponsorships, I can't do it. So I have to rely strictly off of views. So I have to put out videos all the time. If you get enough sponsorships in that, you don't have to. So, again, I'll just go out and say it. That is a part I am drastically failing at. But I'm going to teach you how to do your YouTube channel off of views. So, the big things that are going to stop you from being a pro YouTuber. One, your lifestyle choices. You got to cheapen shit up. You're going to have to. That, or you're going to have to be one of those 1% channels. Because the rule is 4 years is what it's going to take you to grow a channel. There are exceptions. Not many. The exceptions can do it in 1. But pretty much the rule is 4 years. So adjust your lifestyle to be able to float yourself off of what you're making off of 50% of your YouTube money, because you're going to want to put the other 50% back into your channel, because that's what generates content. If I didn't buy things like this, I wouldn't have any content. Like if I would have never bought anything off my channel, the only thing I would have had for content is like this pistol, that shotgun, and like my scar. You need money going in to keep generating content and go and go and go and go. Again, don't put out videos that are demonetizable or not monetizable at all. Make sure everything you put on your channel you can monetize. With sponsorships, that's not quite as important, but because we're operating under what I do and I don't get sponsorships, make sure everything is monetizable. Next, make sure you have a strong enough video library to where it will always generate that money every single month. Because you can't just do it once, you have to do it repeatably. Every month, you got to generate that money. Make sure your stuff is enticing enough to get the views to generate that money. Because without those views every single month, it's not going to work. And then if you can, get sponsorships. So that is the difference between a pro and somebody that does it as a hobby and or an amateur. A pro, that's their livelihood. With PRS, they're the ones that get the trophies. They're the ones that get the brand deals. They're the ones that get the sponsors. They can live off of PRS. Anyway, I hope this video had helped you. Or at least you found it entertaining. I mean, that'd be great. Even if you didn't get any usable knowledge, at least hopefully I hope that you found this video entertaining. If you'd like to help support the channel, I got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.